Rosie, I'm going to make a duck salad. Plenty of lovely salad ingredients, but for me, it's not a salad unless there's at least some meat around it. I'm just kidding anyway. But I've got some lovely duck here.
Yep.
And what I'm going to show you is how I can incorporate the duck into a lovely salad. Now, what I've got is the breast here, and it's beautiful duck breast. And what I'll do is I'll pop it on the board here. What I like to do with the duck breast is I'm going to score it a little bit before I pan-sear it. So with a sharp knife, I just run the knife over the top of the skin here. It helps to render it down. It also helps to make it look nice and pretty as well. So I just put a couple of score marks down the side of it. Now, ducky is normally considered quite fatty, and most of that fat is in this skin.
Yep.
So if you score it like this and then render it down in a hot pan, a lot of that fat just comes out of it, which is...
Good tip.
For me, it's a lot of flavour in it, and you can always save that fat for frying potatoes or putting it onto your vegetables when you bake them in the oven, but I think it's one of the best things to do.
Yep.
Now, what I'm going to do, Rosie, is salt loves meat, meat loves salt. You always put plenty of salt on your meat because that's what brings out the flavour. A little bit of salt on the actual skin and a little bit on the flesh underneath, and, of course, some pepper. Good twist of pepper onto the flesh side. Now, what I'm going to do, Rosie, is pop this into a pan to pan-sear it. So I've got my pan on nice and hot here. You can hear as soon as I pop it in there, it'll start to sizzle. And I'll do it at about a medium to low heat because what I want to do is to gently render it down. And as it's rendering down, all of the fat will come out of it and it'll start to fry and we'll get a lovely, crisp, golden skin.
So no oil needed with a good non-stick?
No oil needed at all. This thing will hold up forever. So what I'll do is I'll pop it in there. I'll get rid of this board here and we'll just let that render away. Now, what I'm going to do, Rosie, is once it's sealed, I'm going to put it into a marinade. So what I've got is some garlic here. So if you grab this garlic here, microplane that for me.
Sure can.
And some ginger, and you can see the ginger, it's lovely fresh ginger. I've just shaved off the skin from it. Microplane that, and then we're going to pop it into this little dish here. Save some of it for the dressing, because I do love a little bit of fresh garlic and ginger in the dressing. Now, in this little bowl here, it's a perfect size bowl for the marinade. So what I'm going to do is add some mirin in here, about a quarter of a cup of mirin. I'm going to pop that over there, and also grab some soy sauce, some nice soy sauce, which will help flavour it up. I'll put about 3/4 of a cup in there. And we'll mix it around, and that will make a nice little marinade for the duck. Now, you can see this is starting to simmer away. What I'll do is I'll turn that up a little bit more so it starts to sizzle a little bit more, and gently over time you'll see that becoming nice and crisp. We'll turn it over and it'll crisp up beautifully. You've got the garlicky fingers, you like that?
Ah, that's okay. Don't mind that at all.
Now, to get the salad going, I've got some lovely cucumber here, and what I'm going to do is slice the cucumber all the way down.
Cucumbers are kind of go hand in hand with summer, I feel. Don't you think?
It does. It's nice and refreshing.
Hydrating,
It's almost like the savoury watermelon. And I'll cut that across the top there like that, and then all I do with this, Rosie, is just square it up like this. So I've got these lovely dice. Now, the beauty of having salads is if you spend a little bit of time preparing the vegetables, you can get these great shapes. Now, this will take a few minutes to chop up. The duck will sizzle up nicely, and by the time we come back, we'll have everything marinated and diced up.
Can't wait.
Have a look at that, Rosie.
Wow.
You can see it's rendered down quite a lot, and you did get a lot of fat out of the duck.
Oh, it's quite fascinating how much fat out of the duck, yeah.
It is incredible, but see that fat there? It's nice and white. I've kept it at a fairly low temperature, and it's still quite clear. You can actually drain this off, and I do, and I put on my roast vegetables, potatoes.
Traditional potatoes.
Exactly. Have you ever heard of confit duck, where you cook the legs in their own fat? This is where you get it from, and I won't throw this away because it's really valuable. Now, what I'll do is take the duck breasts out and pop them hot into this marinade. The soy, the mirin, the ginger and the garlic will all work together to marinate it. As it's cooling down, it will soak in those juices and get a lovely flavour from it. So what I'll do is I'll pop this over here and we're going to make the dressing.
Okay.
So the garlic and ginger from before that's microplaned straight into the bowl there. I'm going to put some mirin into there, about a tablespoon. Rosie, you're going to squeeze the lime in there, a little bit of soy sauce in there, about a tablespoon, and whisk it together. And while you're doing that, I'm going to put a pinch of salt in there, some pepper as well. And as you're whisking it together with the mayonnaise, I'm going to put a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. This is a lovely Oriental-style dressing. It's got lovely flavour in it, a little bit of zing from the lime. Yeah, about 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Oh, that's it now. That's my girl. 2 tablespoons is more like a quarter of a cup, but that's going to be luscious. This is the sort of dressing you can make. Pop it into the fridge. It'll last forever, and I'll pour in some extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of that, which will give it a lovely flavour. Now, all we need to do, Rosie, is let the duck cool down for a little bit longer, probably another 10 minutes or so. We'll put the salad together with the duck and the dressing, and we'll make a beautiful duck salad. I like my duck medium rare. You can see that's looking nice and juicy there. Now, if you like your duck cooked a little bit more, by all means, cook it a little bit more. But I prefer medium rare. I reckon you get your best flavour. Now, Rosie,
gorgeous.
I know you're not a meat eater. It does smell nice, and I really thank you for that. I want you to put some salad on here for yourself because I know you love your salad.
I do.
Now, what I'm going to do is show you a little groovy way of serving it up. I've got these nori sheets here, and I'll grab one of these babies here and a spoon. I'm going to grab some of this salad and pop it onto the nori sheet. Now, this is something you can put on the table, some nori sheets with the salad. And what I do is I just grab it like this and turn it around like this so we get these lovely little cones. And then pop it in your mouth. Now, I'll do the same thing with the duck, but you pop that in your mouth.
The healthiest ice cream I've ever had.
And taste that salad. That's what it's all about. Now, I'll grab this little plate here. Pop some of the salad on the top there. There we go.
Delicious.
It's lovely, creamy. It's got a bit of soy in there. It's got the ginger in there as well and some garlic, so you know you're going to get a peaceful night's sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's flavoursome.
On goes my salad. I'll slice the last little piece of this duck. And
Rich in iodine as well. Good on you with the seaweed.
Yeah, all those lovely things. I'll pop the duck on top. I know it's a salad episode, but for me, the duck is the most important thing. So what I do is I grab a little piece of my nori sheet here with my fork. I grab a couple of pieces of duck like that, a little bit of salad, pop it on top there, roll it all up like this.
Great, it. Dinner party with the kids.
Pop it in your mouth, and then you've got some beautiful duck salad.
Oh, you've done really well. Like that duck, I wasn't quite sure what you were going to do with it. You've really quite turned it into something quite nutritious and delicious.
Sure.
Well done.